Let me try this in a very non-partisan way. Seems to me there are two views of Canada's potential foreign policy. One is a sort of activist view inherited in the Pearson tradition. Another one is why can't we be like Switzerland, that's respected, loved, and it's not a, let's put it this way, you'll eat the chocolates and you will trust your money to them. But it's respected without aspirations to international leadership. Now, let me go back to how we got this. One interesting piece of reading is the Quebec Conference of 1943, where after all Churchill met Roosevelt. Roosevelt met Churchill in Quebec City, and Mackenzie King was an embarrassment who had to be included as a third. But he was the host. And in fact, Canadian diplomatic history is full of these situations where Canada interposed itself or was invited to be a kind of communicator, translator between the two large English-speaking powers. The pinnacle of this was, of course, the Suez Crisis, where eventually Pearson got his Nobel Prize to be seen by anyone who visits the ground floor of the Pearson building in Ottawa. However, I think that once the airplane became a frequent means of transportation, and British prime ministers could communicate with American presidents directly, that particular role for Canada became redundant. And yet we continue living in, if you like, the tradition where this was an important role. So Canada had to find another role, and if you look at the foreign policy of the Trudeau prime ministership, it was a search for such a role where Canada would be a bridge not between the Americans and the British, but between, if you like, the West and what Trudeau perceived as the East. Now obviously that particular role is down the drain. So I would think that before we start looking at ambitious roles in foreign policy, we can perhaps among ourselves, and without any regard to partisanship, because this is a long-term issue, begin to ask the question, what exactly do we envisage as a role for this country? And I have no answer to offer, but I think that answering that question is absolutely essential to be able to, if you like, gain Security Council seats credibly. And let me stop here.
Thank you very much.